everyone, it's Denise Love, and today I want to tell you about the newest class that I put on Skillshare. And this one's only on Skillshare. I don't have it on my site right now because it's just a little mini workshop on creating your own custom stamps using craft foam. So I like these because they're super easy to make. Inexpensive because a couple pieces of foam, you can make tons and tons of stamps. And then you have something to use in your artwork that nobody else has. And they're durable and they're easy to clean. And you can even put these in the sink and wash them with soap if you need to. I tend to just take a rag and kind of do this number when I've got the paint on there wet, but I want to keep moving. So it kind of cleans them off and keeps all your edges crisp without having to run to the sink every few minutes. But I really love how easy and durable and how many different designs that you could create to use in your own art. And so this class is super easy. You could probably even surmise how to make these without taking the little class, but I am showing you in there how I make them using the glue sticks or the pre-stick foam and a nice foam backer. And then I also just give you some ideas for painting, for your jelly plate, for doing collage papers, just as another thing to experiment with in your art. So I thought we would use a few of these and just do a color challenge today so that you can see how fun and easy these are to use. And then you can go check out the little class if you want to see the different things that I'll be using these for. So I've just picked out a color card. This is card 369 from Color Cube 2. And this has definitely become part of my ritual art practice to just pick a color palette and then start from there, because I find picking color almost the hardest part of the process. You're looking at a white page and you're thinking, oh, what do I want to make? And oh, what colors do I want to use? And oh, what materials do I want to use in those colors? And I find if I start the narrowing down process with a color palette, then it makes everything else kind of come together. So I thought, okay, let's do watercolor. And then I picked my Kuretake colors and I just sprayed them down before I told you what they were. Most of these are out of the Art Nouveau set. So I have picked out, let me just see if I can read the color underneath these. 506 Shadow Green and 503 Cobalt Green. And you can see that goes right down the line there. And then I picked out 406 Beige Gray. And then I picked out 49 Yellow Brown, which I thought looked kind of like that. It's probably a little different when we get it mixed. And then this one came out of the 48-piece set. Those are Art Nouveau. This is the 48-piece Kuretake set, and it's 47 Raw Umber Deep for that dark brown. And I just thought I'd lay color and then add layers on top of there with my stamps. So I thought, let's just jump in and get started. And I'm simply using the Hahnemühle paper that I love, the cold press watercolor paper. That's what I've got down here. And I just sprayed that with some water to get it started. And I generally like to start in the corners and kind of work my way in. And then on the second one, because I've got two, I thought we'd just do a little pair today. Maybe start in a different spot and then keep going. And I'm just using my number 4 Raphael Soft Aqua brush. Because I thought, let's just do a bigger brush. I just want it to be some abstract color lay down. So that's kind of where I'm going. And it's been a while since I've done a little pair because I've been really soaking up how fun it is to work in some of the handmade art journals. And I decided today, well, let's go ahead and do a little pair instead. But I'm obsessed with those handmade journals now. They're so yummy to work in. Let's put down this brown. Let's see what we got here. And I'm not really going for anything specific to start with, and I don't know where I'm going to go when I lay down the stamps. It's just fun to play and experiment and just see where you end up. All right, let's use this dark one here. Ooh, look at that color. Look at that color. Prettiest color. How country did that sound? Pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay. Look at how gorgeous that is. Let's just lay that in here some. And again, I'm not being real picky about where it's going. I'm just kind of just filling in all the white space. It's kind of like when you draw and doodad, do some little doolollies and stuff, and you're just, the first goal is kind of just to fill the white. And now that we've got that filled, we might come in with the back of the brush or with I might use a pencil. I like using a pencil to do a little mark making in there. So it's just a mechanical pencil that I like to just come through and just adding some real subtle mark making. And it's one of those things that you'll only notice after it's dry and you get close and look and you think, ooh, what's that detail in there? It's just some interesting layers. All right, I like that. Now I think I need to let this dry, and then I'll kind of look through here and see what do I want to use. I love this little wonky circle one. I like these different shaped. I like the rainbow one, but I'm not feeling like, I don't know if I'm feeling rainbow on that. And I really love wonky lines and rectangles, squares and rectangles. I really love those. And then one of my very, very favorite ones is this really big wonky line. That one's super cool. So that one might have a space in here, maybe like right here. I don't know, we'll see. That's one of my very favorite. I do like the long wonky lines. So I did several different line ones. And I really love this one a lot also. So maybe that one will have a little space in there. And this was cutoffs of different things. I think it was cutoffs of the different circly ones that I did, and I ended up with like different cutoffs and pieces, and so then I put all those in there. It almost looks like a flower, doesn't it? All right, let's let this dry and I'll be right back. All right, so I've got this, we'll say 98% dry. There's still a wet spot right there, but I went ahead and pulled out some acrylic paints in some matching colors just to have some options. So I've pulled out dark green deep in the acrylic Blick matte paint. I've pulled out green blue deep, and I've pulled out beige. Just matching them, you know, as close as I can get it. It doesn't matter if it's exact. Yellow, orange, deep. I just use these as, I pull out some brown. I just use this as kind of a direction. Give me a guide. Help me not get stuck early on. And I think I'm going to do this green, darky green one. And I don't know, what do you want to start with? I kind of like this weirdo flowery one. Kind of organic in here. I've pulled a few that I'm just kind of considering. I like the spotty one. I like the line one. I've got these, I don't think I'm going to go for those. Just got lots of different choices. I really love this one. We'll just pull it out. I love these, but I think maybe I'll start with this one. And so the easiest way I think on these is just to have a little bit of paint out and a brayer, and just roll the paint on the surface and then stamp it down. So let's just do it. Wow, that's more vivid than I even was thinking it was going to be. So let's go ahead and just kind of go between the two. And of course we can stamp down to get any extra paint off if we want. And then I'm just going to use you can use a cloth, a paper towel, whatever you have handy. And I did have a piece that's come up, so I'll glue that back down with a glue stick. I noticed that the other day and I didn't do anything with it. And then have a piece of junk paper handy to get that off of your brayer to kind of clean that paint off. And then this could be, you know, an additional whatever it is that you're making, some kind of art or something. I'm kind of thinking the weirdo. Let's just go the weirdo colors. If you're thinking, I don't know which way to go, I'm scared. Thinking, do the weirdo colors. And just make it as crazy as you can, and make that the goal. Make the goal to be, how crazy can I make this? And then just see where you end up. That's kind of fun. And kind of, you know, kind of lets you let loose there a little bit. I'm going to go between the two. Oh, okay. Okay, yes. Okay, don't get that everywhere though. Oh my gosh, I'm just going to make a mess. Okay, yes, I'm actually digging that. And I'm not trying to get something clean. I'm okay with the kind of weirdo model, kind of not straight paint perfect look. I'm okay with that. That's the look I'm going for. You may be going for something perfect. If you want something perfect, you might make your stamps out of rubber instead of foam. Foam is for a little bit more of an imperfect look, which is what I personally prefer. I'm almost wondering if like a big set of lines would be some fun in here. I'm just playing and experimenting now, adding some layers. We could then paint on top of this and add more stamps on top of that. So many things that we could do. Here's some fun beige. Oh yeah, let me get this paint off of here. Just back to my little sheet here. Just going to get that off of there. So, what are we thinking? Thinking lines. Let's do lines in the beige. And you don't even have to make them perfect. Like, we don't have to go edge to edge. I can kind of do it imperfect like that, which I kind of look for imperfection. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, that is awesome. I love that it pulls from the underneath there. Let's just do that right there. Oh, so good. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love how imperfect that is. Just adds into the layers. Oh, yeah. Totally feeling it. Totally feeling it. All right. Now we can say, do we need some more stamps? Do we need some dots? Kind of thinking, I'm just going to set this right here and get the paint off of my brayer. And, you know, if you're strategic in the way that you put your paint on these, this could be another abstract painting. Although I like it better here than I like it on that. I just think it looks better on our painting here. Okay, I'm kind of feeling like I'm liking where this went. And I don't want to stick my hand in this paint. But I do want to possibly add some finishing marks in here. So I'm kind of thinking, how about some oil pastels to finish this off? Let's just see what we can do. And I'm still, you know, I kind of had my guide of where we started, but that doesn't mean that I can't add something else if I'm not inspired to do that here. And I'm almost inspired to do that with like this weirdo green. It's kind of like an army green kind of look. What color is this? This is moss green. Or we could just really make something pop and add like a pink or an orange. This one's kind of like very similar to that color that's there, but it's not very contrasty. This kind of rust is really pretty. That might be kind of cool. Let's just do that. Just put the thing down and commit. Just like before you even have time to like second and third guess yourself, just set that down. Just go. Just paint. We can always paint something else. You can always cut this up into something different. Okay, I'm kind of liking this going all the way like a little whoop. Look at that. Ooh, I like it. I like it. That's a good choice. Good choice. Okay, that's pretty cool. It's cool enough that I might want to add this over here. And again, just set that down and go. Don't think too hard about it. Don't get stuck. And with the oil pastel on it, of course, I'll spray this with a fixative. And I've got my fixatives right up here. So I will hit that with the oil pastel fixative by Sennelier, because otherwise these won't really dry. And if it were soft pastels, I'd hit it with that soft pastel fixative, and I would run outside to do that because those stink. But just a good layer, let that dry a little bit, just a real thin layer. Do a second layer, kind of let that dry, and then you'll get that oil paint to kind of harden up. Okay. All right, I like where that went. Now, do I like this? Ooh, maybe I like gold, because, you know, the gold is in there. I don't know, I still like the green. I'm still thinking here on the green, but, you know, we could just do like some lovely little dots like it was. And we could have done this with the Posca pen. We could do this with soft pastel. But because I already had the oil pastel on it, what's a little more oil pastel, right? Kind of should have covered that up a little bit. I left it kind of vivid, didn't I? Ooh, I like that. Yes, yes, I like that a lot. Spread that out a little bit. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like we're there. I don't know if I'm going to like that right there or not. Like, should we have covered that up? We might should have covered that up. I don't know, let's just leave it. Okay, so let's say we're there. I like the Mungyo's oil pastels. It's my favorite ones. I like the consistency. I like all the color choices, so that's why I go for that one. Let's just see where we ended up today, because I'm feeling it. I'm loving this one. And I hope you can see how fun it is to have a few of your own handmade stamps to create some of these cool patterns and stuff, because those are kind of expensive when you buy them. Like the art foamies, like they're a good replacement for like an art foamy kind of product. And you know, the art foamies go anywhere from $10 and up usually for most of the ones that I've seen out there. And you know, for $10 you could have just a ton of your own little custom stamps. So I like that we can have ones that nobody else has, make our art truly one of a kind and unique in ours. Which, if you sell art, is kind of a goal to have things that you've made yourself. And I've always kind of made it my goal in making stuff to make everything from scratch a lot of times. Even though I use a lot of store-bought stencils here on this YouTube channel, that hasn't been a regular practice of mine throughout the years. Look at that! Now that we peeled it, I actually like the vivid flower up there in the corner and in this corner. That worked out fantastic. And this one, the little kind of brings it together. Those are super fun. Oh my goodness. Might be new favorite pieces. Anyway, I have throughout the years kind of made it my goal to make all the pieces that I use. And so this kind of gets back to some of my art roots of making your own creative pieces to use in your lovely art. Hope you enjoyed painting with me today and seeing how you might use some of your own custom made art foam stamps. And I hope you'll check out the class on Skillshare, which I'll link below, and it's called From Craft Foam to Art, Custom Stamp Making for Beginners. And I'll just show you how easy those are to make, and we'll do a few projects to have some fun. I hope you enjoyed this bonus project, and I'll see you guys next time.